return job. Here we go.
Underway. And it'll be a touchback to begin the night. Illinois had won the toss and deferred, so Kansas will begin with the ball. Devin Neal in the backfield, decorated running back. Daniels' pass is deflected. And a good start to the night for the Illini defense.
Talk about those wide receivers. Quentin Skinner, 6'5", Lawrence Arnold, the playmaker, Emilian, and Luke Grimm, who they call 7'11", always open.
Everybody can touch the ball in a variety of ways. Neal, first team all Big 12 last year, gets the call here. He had 167 scrimmage yards against the Illini last season. Take a look at the Illini and their defense. This was an area that needed a lot of improvement. A couple years ago, remember, this Illinois defense was showing a lot of promise. Not so last season. There's Daniels, tripped up, but gaining a first down for the Jayhawks. Luke Grimm in motion, gets the call, and he's wrapped up immediately. Xavier Scott. Second down and 8. Handoff, and Neal just took a hard shot. Fought his way through it. Seth Coleman involved on the tackle, but a third and short here for KU. Mark out here from Daniels, resetting the play at the line. Play fake, swing it to the outside. Grimm has the first down. Especially over the second half of the season, their run game did a lot of the damage. Daniels to pass, and it's well covered. Chase Canada. Daniels to run. And Daniels meets resistance right at midfield. Only a gain of about 2. Daniels looking. Scramble, throwing, intercepted! Xavier Scott making his mark early in this game tonight.
Lined up at that linebacker spot, can bring him in as a nickel. But as Luke Grimm releases, he's going to be with him all the way. And look at the position. He turns and has his hand on him the whole time. Great position. Really a poor decision to throw that one. See Xavier Scott, he knows how to pick the ball off. He knows how to celebrate, too. I don't know what this is all about, but it's fun, man, and I love it.
So Luke Altmaier and the Illini offense take over. Kaden Feagin gets the call to begin the night, and a nice run on first down. Here's Feagin again. Big Ten honorable mention as a true freshman last year. That's a nice power run. Mello Dotson brings him down. Altmaier to pass. Hits his target, Zachary Franklin, into plus territory. Feagin again, tripped up in the backfield. Well read by Marvin Grant. He cemented himself as the starter over the second half of the season. At running back. Altmaier to pass, pumps, throws, and connects for a first down. On first down, Altmaier looking downfield, decides to tuck and run and scampers out of bounds across the 35-yard line. Gain of 5 and second down.
He's a very running, says that's just part of his maturation.
Inside handoff, Feagin met behind the line. Appears to be just fine now. Third and long. And it's Feagin surging ahead late, but he's going to come up shy of the line to make. And Brett Bielema was not afraid all last year to go for it in these situations. Feagin, second effort. Close. And it's going to need a measurement. Illini quickly break their huddle. Altmaier fakes the pitch, zips one to the sideline. It's reeled in for a first down inside the 15. Tanner Arkin, the tight end transfer from Colorado State. Aiden Lawfrey gets the call here. Tripped up after a gain of 1. Feagin checks back in. Altmaier fakes it to him. Connects with Franklin along the sideline. And Zachary Franklin is close to the marker. Taking a hard shot at the end of the play, and his helmet looks like it got attached.
He got caught. I think it's his mouthpiece.
Yeah. Altmaier rolls and nearly had a wide open touchdown, Lawfery dropped it.
Oh, how do you catch the ball? Not just with your hands, but with your eyes. And Lawfery's going to wish that he had that one back. Watch his head turn upfield just as the ball is coming in. You got to secure that thing. And boy, you get in situations like that, you're so excited about getting into the end zone, so excited about turning around, making sure you don't get popped by a squat corner out there. Lawfery had one and lost it.
So it'll be David Olano. Could have been 7. Is now down to a 3-point attempt here. And this kick is good. 3-0 Illinois. Already 3 of them to begin this season. Good play on first down here to begin this series. Kansas coming out their best season in 16 years. Daniels with some time escapes and slides across for a first down. So a first down for the Jayhawks. Hand off to Daniel Highshaw. Rounds the corner after escaping the initial grasp of Seth Coleman. Jared Casey, a tight end, sets up as a blocking fullback, and what a gap he created for Highshaw. Another first down for the Jayhawks, a gain of 11. Trip receivers to the wide side. Play action on first down. Daniels looking to the sideline. It's behind Skinner.
See, Skinner, quick look to the outside, but Jalen Daniels just never gave him a chance on this one. He threw that ball a couple yards out of bounds, almost to the other side of the white.
Only had 1 touch in week 1. Second down here. Daniels fakes the handoff. Late option pitch. And they're going to get a first down and a whole lot more.
You're right, partner. It was that late option pitch. You go with the speed option here. And again, smart play by Jalen Daniels. He sees defenders are converging on me. Go ahead and pitch it to Savion Morrison. Give him an opportunity to finish the play with a first down.
Dropping back, takes a shot.
Got a flag.
Yep.
In the backfield.
Talk to the passer. Defense number 6. 15-yard penalty and automatic. First down.
It's the veteran. 6 seasons at Florida State, including 2 redshirt years. Transfers here to Illinois for his final year.
This Kansas team so dangerous. We talk about what Jalen Daniels is capable of. We don't want to give them more opportunities inside the red zone.
First penalty of the game is a costly one. Up the middle, Wildcat snap, Neal. And he picks up about 4. On second down, Daniels scans, fires, caught! Touchdown Jayhawks, Luke Grimm. Flag on the play.
Pass interference. Offense. Number 47. 15-yard penalty. Second down.
That's the pick versus the run philosophy right there. It looks like this one's going to be on Jared Casey. You see him lined up in the slot right here. I mean, you got to sell a little bit better than that, man. And they paid for it. Backs him all the way up.
Both teams should have had a touchdown. This penalty backing up KU big time. Daniels gets most of the penalty yardage back.
We talked about this earlier. Defensive line for Illinois, you have got to be disciplined. When you get to the depth of a quarterback like Jalen Daniels, you can't go any deeper. With his mobility and your tendency, as they are doing right now, playing man-to-man with those defenders with their back turned, you have to be disciplined in your rush lanes.
Illinois 4-man rush. Little screen to Grimm. But it's going to set up a field goal try here. After that costly penalty, unable to get KU with an opportunity to get a touchdown. Now here's Tabor Allen, who has not attempted a field goal yet in his short collegiate career. He's been on this team for a while. Finally earned a chance to become the #1 kicker. And this kick is up and good. Both teams running the ball effectively. Only 3 total possessions in this game. First one ended with an interception. The last 2 ended with field goals, but perhaps should have been touchdowns.
Everybody understands just the level of detail that you have to have. You know, football 101, it's down to the fundamentals, and those little things have turned 3 points into 7, but for both teams, so it's a wash.
Hand off Lawford as he bounces off an initial tackle, trying to get away from the grasp of Cornell Wheeler, who had the initial hand on him. 2nd down and 5. Altmaier to pass. Looks to the near sideline and hits Zachary Franklin. He will have the 1st down.
Now, talked about these corners. Kobe Bryant was matched up that time, but no opportunity for safety help.
Altmaier hasn't taken a deep shot yet. He was looking down that way. Escapes the initial tackle. What a job to get away from DJ Warner. And make it a positive play in the end.
Their DB coach, DK McDonald, was with the Eagles. A lot of experience. He sank and kept that throw from happening.
Keep it on the ground once again. This is a nice pickup to set up a 3rd and short.
Kaden Feagin came in for Illinois. Beef on beef.
I was going to say, even though they lost those receivers, they brought back so much at running back. Ground and pound, but Altmaier to pass on the slant. Franklin lost the football, and it's KU ball.
And Brian Borland said they wanted to focus on creating more turnovers, and this is how it happens. See extra bodies getting to the ball.
Jalen Daniels back to work. Kansas has mostly kept it on the ground. He's going to take a shot into coverage, and it's incomplete. Skinner, the intended target. Torrey Cox Jr. in coverage.
You want to go with the back shoulder when he's high on the receiver like that. You don't want to try and get that ball up over the top.
Neal searching for running room. Got by the initial wave. He is elusive, isn't he? Setting up in the slot. Daniels, design run, cuts it back. Daniels about 2 yards shy of the 1st down after a gain of 4. Kansas 3 for 3 on 4th down last week. Play action, pass caught. 2nd effort may have gotten the 1st.
I think that he stepped out of bounds as he was trying to fight to get that extra yardage. Well, we'll see where they spot it.
That 2nd effort.
After review, the runner stepped out of bounds, short of the line of the game. Will be Illinois' ball. 1st down at 30 and 1/2 yard line.
Tell you what, Illinois' defense has come to play today. And the Illinois offense back to work. This pass deflected in the backfield.
Get those hands up at the right time, almost come up with an interception.
Altmaier completes underneath. It's Pat Bryant. So their depth at tight end is not what they were hoping. On 3rd down, Altmaier swings it to the outside. McCray's first touch of the night. That's Josh McCray, 4th-year junior. Mello Dotson with a tackle. KU defense is fairly versatile. First appearance for Hugh Robertson, punter for Illinois. First punt either way tonight. And here's Trevor Wilson escaping an initial tackle. He's banged down at the 18-yard line. Wow! There goes Devin Neal, and he's brought down across the 40-yard line. What a burst!
Left tackle 77, Bryce Cable do come and just clear the path with the trap. That's a big man opening up the hole.
KU moving quickly. Luke Grimm along the sideline. Not much of an opportunity to run a tempo here. Daniels looking to the sideline. Has his man. And another 1st down for Kansas.
And you can see Arnold. Look at him press, press, press. Make you think you're going to go deep. Coverage.
Quick snap again here. They're running that tempo. It's Grimm who surges ahead for a gain of 3.
The art of play calling here. It's switching to tempo to try and get that Illinois defense tired and out of place.
Pitch play, stutter step, Neal. 1st down and more, but a flag in the defensive backfield.
In lieu of substitution, defense 12 men on the field. Penalties decline.
First and goal from the 6. Daniels to keep it. Daniels tripped up. Could have been a touchdown. Xavier Scott prevented the score.
Yeah, and how many times have we said Xavier Scott's name today? Almost had a couple picks. Did have one of the interceptions. Seen him making some plays in the KU backfield. Another big one right there. And really did exactly what you're supposed to do with a guy that can move like Jalen Daniels. Go inside out. Nice job, not missing, taking out those legs.
4th tackle of the night, late substitution for Illinois. And they'll spread him out here for KU. Empty set, 2nd and goal. As Highshaw moves to the quarterback's hip pocket. Daniels to pass, floats it, back of the end zone, touchdown KU! It's Luke Grimm.
Watch Luke Grimm release to the corner here, and that ball's going to be on his inside shoulder when he turns around. So he's got to contort his torso to be able to make that catch with the body control and field awareness to get the feet in. Pumping him up, man.
Tabor Allen on for the extra point. And it's 10-3 Kansas.
Yeah, and they change it up. Went with the tempo there. Made the difference.
Another touchback here from Tabor Allen.
Right, Barry Lunny, the offensive coordinator, he said, you know, we used to be a no-huddle team before, you know, we went to that helmet communication. So they've slowed down a little bit. Maybe you speed it up.
And off on 1st down. Kaden Feagin could not get away. Marvin Grant there for the tackle. And quickly it's 3rd down.
They'll try and come up with something here on 3rd down.
3rd and 5. Could be a free play. Flag not thrown to the sideline. Franklin, a one-handed catch! Are you kidding me? He made it look easy. And it's a 1st down for Illinois into Kansas territory.
With the coverage all over him, Demarius McGee in the coverage on Zachary Franklin just puts it in a whoop!
Through the
Just
hole.
like Spider-Man the whole time. It's like, hey, this is nothing, man. Ain't nothing. I got this thing. Like, it just stuck to his hand. As natural as could be. Like what else would you expect? Of course I was going to do that.
First big play of the night for Illinois. 42 yards and flag here
And then he
on a
gets
false start.
And then he gets a penalty.
Right.
False start. Offense, number 4. 5-yard penalty. Just now.
He was still probably buzzing from the last play.
It's like, all right, now they got Kobe Bryant on me. Man, I'm about to show out 2 plays in a row.
So after the false start, it's 1st down and 15 for the Kansas 33. High formation. Hand off Feagin. Ooh, cuts it back, but Kansas reads it well. Illinois in no hurry here. Clock inside a minute and a half remaining in the 2nd quarter. On 3rd down, Altmaier dropped the snap. Got it back. Looking downfield. Takes a hard hit. After he releases, the pass incomplete, and Altmaier knocked off his feet by J.B. Brown.
And we talk about it with wide receivers all the time. Watch Luke Altmaier's head here. He never gets his eyes cleanly down on the ball. Look at that. He lifts his head up like he's looking for the coverage a little bit soon.
So David Alano hit from 23 earlier tonight. Hit from 26 in week 1. This from 50.
Got the distance.
Yes, sir. From the 7. Here's Trevor Wilson. Nice return out across the 35-yard line. Under a minute to go in the half. Oh, this could have been a reverse, but it goes awry. Skinner picks up the loose ball and is pile driven down the 30-yard line. Maybe a little bit shy of that even. On 2nd down, swing it to the outside. It's the tight end, Jared Casey, who scampers out of bounds to stop the clock with 42 seconds. Xavier Scott picks up another tackle. Four-man rush. Pass is picked off. Xavier Scott, have yourself a night. Touchdown, Illinois.
It does not get any better than this if you're playing in the defensive secondary. Believe what you see is what your defensive coaches will tell you, and understand the situation, right? Watch a draw, watch the screen, watch those short throws where they're going to just try and get something out quick. Xavier Scott sees it all the way, makes the catch all the way back for 6. Impressive.
He led the Big Ten in pass breakups, tied for the league lead last year in passes defended. And he is putting on a one-man show defensively for the Illini tonight. Illinois forced 4 turnovers in week 1 against Eastern Illinois. Big step up in competition this week, but they already have 2 tonight. So Trevor Wilson will give it another go. And Wilson across the 25, still on his feet, across the 30, finally wrapped up and brought down at the 32-yard line.
Probably not going to do a whole lot. Go conservative.
That's what they do with Highshaw. And they'll let the clock tick down. It's Illinois ball to begin the second half. Line drive kickoff, and Denari Wilcher will let this fall in the end zone for a touchback. Kaden Feagin gets the handoff. A nice edge set by the Illinois offensive line. Milo Dotson brings down Feagin after a gain of 7.
That interior of that defensive line from Kansas really been holding Illinois to a low yards per carry.
Feagin again. This time he's met. No gain. Again, it's Feagin. And he's unable to get much. Got a yard. That's it.
We talk about scheme all the time, but how are you going to win your battle? That's exactly what Tommy Dunn did there to stop that third down attempt.
End over end punt that takes an Illinois bounce. Fielded at the 16-yard line by Trevor Wilson. 51-yard punt, and only 3 on the return for KU.
Clearly getting into the rhythm that they couldn't get against the Lindemann with their first FBS game a week ago.
Option run, and Daniels with a gain of 2, maybe 3 in the end. Tackled by James Kreutz at the end of the play. Play fake. Here's Arnold as he escapes the initial tackle.
See Brett Beal all fired up on the sideline. He sees something he doesn't like.
Handoff and a first down for KU. 135 yards on the ground. Daniels to the air this time. Has his man at midfield. Quentin Skinner rounding the corner and wrapped up by Caleb Patterson. Neal in motion. Daniels to pass. And that throw way off target. Skinner was the intended target. May have been tied up by Dylan Rozier. On second down, keep it on the ground, and Illinois sees it the whole way. Neal stopped in the backfield by T-Raw Edwards, and it sets up a 3rd and long. Illinois making a substitution on defense. Their physical linebacker, James Kreutz, is on for this 3rd down. 4-man rush. Daniels delivers on target to Skinner. 3 receivers to the wide side. Daniels on first down. Neal the handoff, looking around the corner, stumbled, and is brought down by Miles Scott.
Boy, Aaron Henry, you just could not say enough good things about Miles Scott. We'll get back to that.
On second down, Daniels scramble, gets away, flag on the play. Daniels still motoring, gets a block downfield, and is tackled inside the 10. But this could be an offensive hold against KU. 26 yards on the run for Daniels if it stands.
Yeah, as we see so many times, when a quarterback escapes the pocket, It's that little grab and hanging on.
Offense, number 77, 10-yard penalty, second down.
It's Bryce Cabledew, one of the most experienced starters on Kansas's offensive line.
Yeah, and you're not exactly sure where that quarterback is. I mean, you're blocking, well, there, he just kind of got that arm up and around. That looked like kind of just a hook around the neck on that one. That's just poor technique. So you got to move your feet instead of reaching your arms out and trying to get that hook into place. Easy to say up here in the booth what you're supposed to do from a technique standpoint. A little bit harder when you're 320 plus pounds, and you got to do that as the fourth quarter approaches.
Instead of first and goal, they're back at the 44. Daniels.
All kinds of time.
Yeah, he did have time, didn't he? As he connects with Highshaw. 10 on the play clock. Could be a wildcat here. Highshaw in the backfield. Play clock down to 2. And it is Highshaw surging up the middle for the first down. Gain of 7.
Boy, sometimes they look exactly the way you draw them up on the board. With all the X's and O's blocking in certain places, and that's credit to this Jayhawk offensive line.
Shaw again slipped the tackle from James Kreutz to pick up a couple extra yards. Tackled at the 21 by Ryan Mead, a gain of 5, and it's second down, an injury for Illinois. And it's Alex Bray, sophomore defensive end. So as he's helped to his feet, we'll step aside with the Jayhawks driving. Number 19, Kansas on the road, and they are driving 6+ minutes on this drive, their first of the second half.
Boy, and what an environment, man. First time in Champaign for both of us, and we got the orange out tonight. It's probably going to be in the high 50s here soon, if it isn't already, but a big opportunity here for the Illini. Got to try and force a stop.
Second down and 5. Handoff, and Neal. He's just so hard to bring down. It's another first down for KU as he's tackled at the 15-yard line. Devin Neal, top 5 on Kansas's all-time rushing yardage list. He passed a couple Jayhawk greats and Pro Football Hall of Famers last year, John Riggins and Gale Sayers.
I want you to watch the move that Devin Neal puts on Ryan Mead, number 34 on this one. Watch this right here. No, sir! I mean, just that type of movement in the telephone booth, right?
Yep.
Old school, baby. It doesn't take a lot, doesn't take a huge amount of lateral movement. Just that little quick shift. So dangerous.
KU controlling clock. 13th play of the drive. Neal shifty again for another couple of yards. Daniels, well protected. Escapes the pocket. Throws. End zone. Touchdown. Kansas has the lead. Lawrence Arnold.
Lawrence Arnold's going to break free. He's lined up in the slot here, and he breaks free from Cox in the coverage a little bit earlier than Jalen Daniels could see him, and that's one of those, you know, the mailbox, right? You got to flip that arm up and let him see it.
Even though Kansas had to rebuild their offensive line a little bit, first touchdown of the season for Arnold, and now does the Illinois offense have a response? A 3-and-out of the opening drive this half. From the goal line, Wiltshire escapes the initial tackle and is brought down at the 20. And off first down, snuffed out. What a great play on the Jayhawks defensively with Caleb Taylor breaking through the line and a loss of 1.
Well, J.B. Brown's going to break free. You know, you get all that movement up front, and that's a design stunt. You want to get that movement up front because those offensive linemen have decided who it is that they're going to block. And you get that late movement, and they kind of get lost, and you get free runners.
Fake the sweep. Altmaier steps up. flips it to the outside, and it'll be a short game for Franklin. And a 3rd and long.
You want to try and get this first down, but you got to be careful. You don't want that ball going the other way with a turnover.
Just 2 for 8 tonight so far.
Money down for quarterbacks.
4-man rush. Altmaier with time. Steps up in the pocket. Altmaier scanning. Running out of time. Altmaier is swarmed and brought down. Jeremy Robinson. Loss of 8. And the Illini will have to punt. Another good one from the Aussie Hugh Robertson. And a good return from KU, nearly up to midfield. That'd be a good one. Near midfield, Daniels gonna take a shot. Downfield and incomplete, but a flag comes in. Caleb Patterson was trying to come back to the ball, but got tangled up. And it looks like it'll be defensive pass interference. That's a tough call, isn't it, Robert?
It's a tough call.
After discussion, there was no foul for defensive pass interference.
They heard you, man.
2nd down. And off, Neal. Or rather, Highshaw here. A gain of 7 or 8. That's Leipold still pleading his case. But no avail, 3rd down.
Lawrence Arnold, all kinds of space to the field on this one.
Pitch to Highshaw. Trying around the corner. Can't get away. And it looks like it'll be a half-yard short based on the spot.
Boy, that's a huge play. Remember Miles Scott, he's the green dot on the defense as that post safety, but watch him come inside out on Highshaw on this one and just get enough of the ankles to trip him up, but they're going to go for it here on 4th and 1.
KU has not punted tonight. 4th and about a half yard. They need the 41. And they won't get it. This is going to depend on the spot. First down, Kansas. Boy, that was a heck of a game earlier today, Mike. So the second effort from Jared Casey gets them the first down. Daniels, shot play, picked off! 3rd turnover of the night for KU.
Miles Scott does it, the green dot. He had an interception a week ago. It's just textbook by Miles Scott. I want you to watch as Quentin Skinner releases on this play. He's going to go down the middle of the field, but watch that #1 receiver. As soon as he stops, Miles Scott at safety knows that route is closed. He's no longer a threat, but he doesn't come right off of the hash, right off of the numbers to go to Skinner. He baits Jalen Daniels into that throw. Beautiful pick.
Illinois' defense has now forced 7 turnovers in their first 2 games, and they have a first down to begin this drive. It's Zachary Franklin picking up 19 in the final minute of the 3rd quarter. First time they've gotten a first down this half. Altmaier dropped the handoff, and he somehow pitches it back to McCray. Something out of nothing on that play, otherwise it could have been disaster. And the clock will tick down to the end of the 3rd quarter. The ghost of Red Grange made an appearance before the start of the 4th quarter. Maybe he's not as fast as he used to be. Look at this race.
I don't know, man. I wasn't crazy about the drive phase, the start for the amateur, if you will, there. But I got to tell you, his full speed stride was too much for the Ghost.
It's a year's worth of free sandwiches.
He's not going to be running like that next year.
Well, after that incompletion, here's a big moment now as we begin the 4th quarter. This will be a 3rd and long for Illinois. 4-man front, Altmaier, incomplete. Here's the 31-year-old Hugh Robertson from Melbourne, Australia. Not a great punt this time, but it takes another Illinois bounce.
and they're still playing that man-to-man defense. They should have extra bodies in the box to stop the run.
Neal, another brilliant cut. And a great run on first down. A gain of 7. Play action. Daniels in the tight coverage and incomplete. Intended for Luke Grimm. Devin Neal and his prowess. Back-to-back 1,000-yard rushing seasons. Daniels to throw again down the sideline. Incomplete. Intended for Skinner. With Patterson in coverage. And Greaves, another Aussie. Greaves, end over end, curling kick is booted. Free ball, right in front of the goal line. Illinois on top of it. We'll wait for the signal.
It's going to be safety.
It should be.
Covered by the receiving team in the end zone. The result of play is a touchback.
Sure. So the key is the ball was dead in the end zone. Illinois did recover. How did it get there? The fact that the punt was muffed, it wasn't possessed and fumbled. Now, the responsibility is still on the kicking team because they put it in the opponent's end zone. So just like a kickoff or a punt that lands in the end zone and is down, it ends up being a touchback.
It winds up being a positive play in the end for Illinois. I think they wound up with what, the +7 based on where the catch would have been made. Altmaier delivers down the sideline. Pat Bryant reels it in near midfield. A gain of 37 for Illinois.
Boy, Pat Bryant had a couple of big catches a week ago. Nice back shoulder touchdown catch. Gets away with a little push off there at the end. That's Mello Dotson, who was in on the coverage. Oh, he didn't control. I don't know, did he control that thing? Looked like he was going to the ground and didn't control it. Too late now.
Altmaier facing heat is knocked down. Marvin Grant. Second down at 17. Altmaier takes off. Altmaier with some running room. First down for Illinois. And you forget about how good Altmaier could be running the football.
And watch the blocks by number 3, Kaden Feagin, his running back, and number 13, Pat Bryant on the outside. We talked about Luke Altmaier earlier, not the fastest guy in the world, but did everything he needed to do, knew exactly where the sticks were. Didn't go with the slide, went head first, make sure he got that first down.
18 yards for Altmaier, their longest run play of the night. Altmaier, time running out, look at the end zone. Contested ball, it's incomplete. Number 19, Kansas. A tenuous lead, 17-13. Illinois going to keep it on the ground here, but this play snuffed out by the Kansas defense. Cornell Wheeler coming up with the stop on Kaden Feagin. And it's third down. Illinois hasn't taken full advantage. They do have the pick 6. Altmaier got his man inside the 5. It's Bryant. First down and goal for Illinois. On a pass play of 28. And Altmaier took another shot at the end of the play.
Perfect pass here. Altmaier staring down the big hit he knew he was going to be taken. Nice play from Pat Bryant, makes a move to the inside, comes back to the outside, little post corner. Burrows from his safety spot just wasn't able to cover enough ground to get back over.
28 yards on 3rd and 10. First and goal at the 1-yard line. Altmaier under center. Handoff, Feagin, touchdown! Illinois has the lead again.
Dominated at the line of scrimmage on that one, brought extra bodies to the party with a little bit of gap, old school ISO, and get it in for 6.
Just over 9.5 to go in the 4th quarter. The extra point is good. Illinois out in front. And And it's funny because it started with that muffed punt. We thought it was disaster for Illinois at the time, but they marched down the field, 8 plays, 80 yards. They only had 17 yards all half before that drop. Good coverage here.
I say go back to the run. You've been dominating up front. Lean on Devin Neal in that run game.
Daniels is dropped. It's gotten loud here in a hurry. Handoff. Neal. Stutter step and that late surge. It's been so hard to read for the Illinois defense. Alec Bryant making the tackle. It's 3rd down. Neal now up over 100 yards. Daniels, pocket collapsing, scrambling, throwing, nearly picked. And it's a 3-and-out for KU. Back-to-back 3-and-outs for Kansas. A delayed punt by the Aussie, rugby style. Drives this one, takes a Kansas bounce across the 35. Going to be picked up anyway here by Hank Beatty.
Big opportunity here now for Kansas to rise up like that Illinois defense has risen up so many times today.
That catch inside the 5 of the 1-yard line came on a 3rd down and 10. Last possession for Illinois was their only touchdown drive of the night from their offense. Fake the pitch. Altmaier being chased down. Looking for the escape valve there, and Henry Boyer is tight end. 6 tackles for loss for KU defensively. 4-man rush. Altmaier with time, well protected, and dumps it off underneath to Feagin for the 1st down. Now you start thinking about that clock a bit. 6:20 and ticking. On 1st down, Altmaier the handoff, blown up in the backfield.
No. See if we get some motion here.
That's Valentine put in motion. And play is stopped. Timeout called by Illinois. Play action from Altmaier. Throwing down the sideline, off the hands of Tanner Arkin, the tight end. One of the team captains, and it's 3rd down. 3rd down and 12. Altmaier, well protected. Altmaier throws off his back foot along the sideline. It is caught. Franklin, who had that spectacular one-handed grab earlier tonight. And that's a critical one right at the marker.
This is just tremendous route running. Once he gets to the full depth, it allows him to come back for the football, not get any more yardage, and still get the 1st down. Tremendous route running and execution, and a great block on the front side by Kaden Feagin.
They're going to review this just to make sure he got it. 5 minutes to play. Handoff, Valentine. The freshman getting some reps here in the 4th quarter. Picks up 4 on 1st down. We're talking about.
They still have an opportunity here to get a stop.
Valentine again has the 1st down. Forced out by Marvin Grant. Kansas is going to have to start thinking about those timeouts before that 2-minute timeout. On the ground again with Valentine. This time he's met in the backfield. Cornell Wheeler with the tackle. Handoff. Valentine surges ahead, but he's going to be well short of the line to make. It's going to be 3rd down, and timeout is called by Kansas. Kansas bringing the heat. Valentine with a 1st down. How about the freshman coming out of nowhere in the 4th quarter, and a couple of big runs for the Illini, picking up 10 here to move the sticks.
All the way down to that 2-minute warning, and he cuts this thing back beautifully, but you can't cut this back. Offensive line isn't doing their job. You can see them getting up to the 2nd level, getting him free to the safety, untouched.
2 timeouts remaining for Kansas. Altmaier the handoff, and why not go back to Valentine, who's been terrific for them on this drive late. On second down, and it's a Kaden Feagin. And as he runs it right up the gut, stopped at the line of scrimmage. Third down. Fake the pitch. Altmaier in trouble, and he's sacked. That makes the field goal a little bit more difficult. Dylan Woodkey with the sack. All right, here we go. 43-yard attempt for David Alano. He hit from 50 earlier tonight to give Illinois a 6-point lead. Snap good, hold good, kick is good. And now Kansas needs a touchdown. No timeouts in 58 seconds.
Tell you what, Jayhawks got a chance right here.
So here we go with under a minute to play. Fair catch call. So they'll start from the 25. They need to go 75 yards. Daniels looking for the out route, but tackled in the field of play. It's Luke Grimm, and the clock will move. 50 seconds and ticking. 8-7. Time coming off the clock, 10+ seconds. Daniels dropping back, looking to the sideline. This ball is caught. Daniels dropping back with time, looks to the sideline, underthrown, intended for Grimm. It's incomplete with 22 seconds to go. On second down, Daniels scrambling. Time coming off the clock as he scampers out of bounds with 13 remaining. Daniels out route complete. Incomplete pass behind Grimm, and now they have to go for it all.
And they're going to bring the blitz.
Daniels has some time. Ball knocked out of his hands, and that will do it.
And who do you think made that play? Xavier Scott comes in late, knocks it away, and robs Jalen Daniels with the opportunity to go